Hello and welcome to the video on relationships. So here we have relationship types versus relationship instances. At this point, again, from doing the project, from working with the ER assistant, from reading in the text, you should have an idea of what a relationship is from one entity to another entity, or for an entity to itself, or and there are other types of relationships that we'll get into in just a moment. So we have relationship types, which is the line that we draw between relationships. And then we have instances of relationships that can have their own attributes. So a relationship can have attributes. So for instance, if I say, if I have two entities, for instance, say I have student and offering, right? A course that's being offered. I can say that a student takes an offering or enrolls in an offering. Well, an attribute of that relationship may be the grade that that student earns from taking that course. There are all sorts of instances that you're going to come across in relationships that that you may look at and say, hey, this thing requires it. This thing has to have an attribute. Two entities can have more than one type of relationship. And we're going to get into that in just a moment. And we're also going to talk about associative entities, but that will be a different video because that's a different topic that I want to talk about. What you see here is what's known as an instance diagram. So on the top we have the relationship type. We have the two entities that are involved and the relationship is called completes. So I have employee completes a course as opposed to a student completing a course. And what we do on the bottom is we list some instances of employees and we list some instances of a course, and we draw lines in between. And we say to ourselves, all right, can an employee take one course? Or the first step would be, can I have an employee that's not associated with a course? Okay. Then you say, and if you can have an employee that's not associated with a course, then this relationship is optional, right? I can have an employee that's not associated with a course. In this case, we're mapping maximum cardinalities. And we'll do minimum cardinalities again in just a second. So we've got Chen can take a course. So, okay, fine. Can Chen take multiple courses? Yes. So in that case, we've got a many situation. So an employee can be associated with many courses. So we look back up the top, you see that little balloon that says many. Then we have to go the other way, and we have to say, can I have a course that exists without an employee taking it? And then can I have a course that's associated with one employee? And then you say, can a course exist? Can a course have multiple employees associated with it? And again, we determine that that is a many. So we have a many-to-many relationship. And you should be doing this instance diagram for every one of your entities in your project, so that you can determine if your entities have relationships one to another. So then you have degrees of relationships. This means that can a relationship, or how many entities is this relationship associated with? So you can have a relationship that is associated with just one entity. You can have a relationship that's involved with two, which is the typical, and you can also have ternary. So in this case, degree of relationships, I've got one entity and its relationship line points back to itself. Then we have binary, where I've got two entities with one relationship line in between. And then I've got ternary, which is three entities, all of which have one relationship one relationship in common. All right. So then I'm going to leave cardinality of relationships to the next video.